Okay, man, I just need to vent a little bit. I realized how, not I didn't like I just realized, but I've tried to stay politically correct. I've tried to stay, um, God, what's the word? I've tried to not, I mean, I guess I'm just saying I've let some things pass. I don't about everything. Why is somebody calling me? Oh, okay. Let's see.
Hello, this is an important message from Tulsa Union High School District 14. To listen to the message, press 1 or simply stay on the line.
Oh.
To place the call on hold, press the pound key. Hello, this is a message from the attendance office at Los.
Oh, yeah, the attendance office. My daughter went to court with me today. They didn't let her in. They let her in every single time. But I guess they didn't want her to see how they talked to me today. Which, yeah, that's it. If you have never gone to court, if you have never had to go through any kind of proceedings where you have to speak with the judge, it's not like a normal conversation. You don't get to just talk. They can lie about you. They can set you up in the courtroom to try to get you to have a failure to appear, and then you try to bring it up, and they tell you, I speak, you don't speak. And if you keep going, if you say, well, hold on, wait, Your Honor, I'd just like to explain this to you that, what you said 45 days. My attorney heard it. I got my attorney on the phone. I talked to him about it. I asked him twice and made sure I got it recorded. And I'd like to play that for you and have it in my bag, which you made me leave outside with my daughter for some reason. I haven't committed a crime or been convicted of a crime. I have not. When I say I haven't been convicted of a crime, my bag. There's nothing that I've done to have them make me keep my bag outside. I've never done anything that's dangerous with a bag. It's my computer. It's my exculpatory evidence. It's the things that I like to keep with me because people go into my home and mess with my shit. People go into my car and mess with my shit. So I keep a backpack. Just like women keep a purse, they keep all their personal thing there. I'm like a soccer mom, basically. I'm driving all over the town in an SUV, taking my kid to softball games, going to different events, stuff like that. Got a backpack, keep my stuff with me. My laptop, my things. So today, that was not allowed in the courtroom. I had to get my documents out of my bag, my papers that I needed to read. Thankfully, I printed them out and didn't have to get on the computer and, look anything up. But I had to get my documents out and go in. Had a letter written up for the judge to read to him. Just to read to him, to explain why this is taking so long. You know what? Here, I'm just going to read it right now. Nobody fucking listened to me earlier, so I'm just going to read it to you guys. Hold on, it's right here. Here somewhere. Yeah, so this is what I carried into court with me. This is what I was allowed to carry into court with me today because I have my backpack with a couple laptops, my iPad, my 2 hard drives, my video glasses, and my GoPro, my extra battery for this ankle monitor, one of these right here, which again, if you're new to my channel, you can be given an electronic ankle monitor without being convicted of a crime. I've been wearing this since January 5th of last year. So 1 year and just about 5 months coming up. All right, so this is the letter that I wrote that I wanted to just read in court today because, why am I in there if I can't speak? I have a public defender who I did not ask to defend me. I had an attorney before that I asked to defend me. Now I have a public defender. I'd rather just go in there and talk to myself, pro se. But see, I haven't gone through 6 years of school to learn their process and their Latin language. So here's my letter. make sure I have, okay. So this is just what I wanted to say in court today, which should not be that big of a deal. They've got plenty of time. It's not that long. I've been trying to contact my attorney for a meeting about my case since the last court appearance on March 25th. My attorney and I were both requested to return 45 days after March 25. Thankfully, I was proactive enough to inquire about the date. Otherwise, I would have failed to appear. There is no way possible for me to properly explain the details of this case to Kirk Lewis in a short period of time over the phone. I cannot even get a return phone call to set up the appointment with Mr. Lewis. So he told me to call me 2 weeks after March 25th. I didn't hear from him, kept calling over and over and over, answering service, different people. We'll leave a message, this and that. He called me. Actually, let's see. He called me back. He said he was on his phone driving. He said he was called me that evening. Never heard from him. Called him the next day and kept continuing this until the court date now. And I was under the impression that we were supposed to go to court on May 8th, right? So I'm not pressing I'm pressing the issue. I tried to call him, but I wasn't calling him like 5 times a day, like, hey man, you got to get back to me. You got to get back to me. Because I was under the impression we had 2 more weeks. So I thought, okay, I have all of this written up. All I have to do is take it into his office, give it to him, and explain to him that, this is what I want to do. So that never happened. I got notified 2 days before, 2 days ago that I had to be in court. And they didn't think I was going to make it in. So, and as I was leaving the courtroom, the court building, I was walking out. These people always do directed conversation. This guy in a suit with a beard. He actually looked like a guy that was in my dream the other night. If you guys keep watching my videos, he looked just like the guy that was in my dream the other night. Like, anyway, vest, goatee, whole 9 yards. So, I'm walking by him, and he's having a conversation with somebody with him. I think he's on his phone, and he's having a conversation with somebody that's real close to him. And he's just talking at a normal level. And right when I walk by, he goes, "Waste of time." So that's what today was. All right, I cannot even get a return phone call to set up the appointment with Mr. Lewis. The attorney is always on the road and asked if he can call back in a bit. I never get a call back and sent to an answering service. Answering service when I tried again. I went through the same thing with Milo Iniguez. I signed a plea deal before I had realized. I went through the same thing with Milo Iniguez, the public defender before this. I signed that plea deal before I had realized that I had not been zealously defended by my attorney, Mark J. Victor. God, man. It's been a long day. It's 5 something. I got up at 4 something. 12 hours ago. Tired. Mark J. Victor did not... let me go back. I signed the plea deal before I had realized that I had not been zealously defended by my attorney. Mark J. Victor did not perform his duties as a state and federal regulations state he must. He or his staff intentionally... God, I need to fix this. I had a couple typos in here. He and his staff intentionally kept the motion discovery hidden from me until I demanded it. When I demanded the motion discovery and finally received it, the evidence in it was shocking evidence I can use to prove my innocence. I also realized that exculpatory evidence had been and still is being kept from me. I demanded Mr. Victor file a motion to compel for exculpatory evidence. He refused, saying it would do nothing to help the case. He also refused to subpoena the video surveillance from the convenience store where the interaction originated. Everything that I have learned about the law pertaining to my case was learned on my own. I had to perform Mr. Victor's job for him. Presenting the laws and common practice procedures to my attorney was not met with positive... That was not met with positive response. It was met with resistance by way of demeaning, lying, gaslighting himself over others. Okay. I was met with resistance by a way of demeaning, lying, and gaslighting by himself and others at the firm in organized fashion. As I realized Mr. Victor was not, Lord, I'm so sorry, folks. As I realized Mr. Victor was not ever going to zealously defend me, I was forced to discontinue our professional relationship. All of the information that would have been crucial to my case was learned after signing the current plea deal under duress. I would have never signed it if I knew I had a fighting chance to vindicate myself. I fully understand that you have the authority to sentence me right now, but would hope that you would not do so until I have had the chance to find proper representation and have had a chance to view and examine all evidence pertaining to my case. Please take into consideration my unique situation, and please allow me the rights afforded to me by the state of Arizona and the federal government. If you are not going to allow me more time to find proper representation to help make my decision, then I will request that this case be heard in front of a jury. Okay, so I think I'll fix a couple typos in that, maybe practice that a couple times in case I actually get to say this. I mean, they try to sentence me. I'm just going to start saying stuff. The guy can hold me in contempt of court. They can take me away if they want. You can't just lie to me and try to throw me in prison and try to ruin my fucking life and tell me to shut up and I have to take it. Not going to do it. All right, so here we go.